Earlier today I decided that I'd check a few things on this machine. Obviously I've advanced the ignition timing a little since I was last seen riding it, but I filmed a ride on it with the timing now advanced up to 8mm before top dead centre at full advance, or 37 degrees if you prefer, and it didn't make the sweeping change that I thought it was going to. It certainly seemed very willing to sort of pull away and rev perhaps halfway, something like that, a little more, but the last bit, again, when I opened the throttle, there was just a bit of gasping and spluttering. If I backed the throttle off it went again. So I came home and checked and double checked a few things. I checked the fuel flow into the carburettor from the tank, and that was all good. I took the float chamber cover off just to make sure, because the float, it didn't seem to take much in the way of tickling for fuel to come out the tickler, so I wanted to check that the float height wasn't too high or anything, and all that was okay. The jets checked out okay. We got a 106 needle jet, a 140 main. I'd raised the needle to the 4th groove as well. But anyway, although I filmed it all, the ride, I didn't think it was worthwhile sharing it on YouTube, because nothing much had changed and it's going to get a bit tedious. And I also checked the spark plug, and the colour of that is on the dark side of okay. So what I've decided to do is I checked the number, the cutaway on the slide, and found that actually, and bear in mind I put all this lot together a very long time ago and then it was a stalled project, I must have used what I could just find to hand, and there was a throttle slide with a 3.5 cutaway in it. Now number 3 cutaway is listed for it, so if we take a 3.5 and then sort of factor in any wear, because it's not a brand new carburettor and it's not a brand new slide, we could be knocking on the door of being somewhere equal to a number 4 cutaway. So I've ordered a brand new number 3 cutaway slide, which I'll try when that comes and see if that makes any difference. I think it might do, but I know that the timing is smack on. We haven't got anything going on with the electrics or the charging system, because that's disconnected. We're running direct off a battery. So when this slide comes, I'll try that in there and see what happens. But also, I sent the power box back to the makers to see if they could check it out and tell me whether it is fried or whether something has damaged it or whether it's okay, and perhaps I've got a rogue alternator, whatever, I don't know. And I'm also on the brink of buying a new alternator stator, but before I fit that and try and get any current out of it, I'm going to see what they say about my power box, which, I mean, this machine has run in the workshop a little while before clocking up these miles, but that speedometer is showing 40 miles now, and I don't think it's even done that, because it's reading about 8 miles an hour high, according to the telltale light up sign as you come back into the village. The power box, I noticed when I took it off and looked at the underside of it, the sort of plasticky, resiny sort of side of it, there seemed to be a bit of a bulge in one area of it, as if perhaps something's got hot in there and melted, but of course you can't see what's in there really. The people that made it will know. So anyway, I'm just waiting to hear on that, waiting for the number 3 cutaway throttle slide to come, and then I might buy a new alternator as well, just to rule that out. I mean, it seemed to be charging okay. I don't know whether an alternator can suddenly decide it's going to destroy regulators and things. Perhaps it can, I don't know. But if I need to, I'll fit a new one. And also, one last thing on this one is the prop stand that I've got on it isn't long enough. The machine must lean over at probably just about a 45-degree angle when I put it on the stand, and it's certainly not far off toppling over. So I've got another one here. It's got primer on it now. This one was the same length, but I cut it and I've sleeved it with a tube, and I've gas welded that on, cleaned everything up, so that's in primer ready for painting, and that'll be going on here. It's probably a good 2, perhaps nearly 3 inches longer than that one, so I'm hoping that it'll come to about here when it's folded up. I'm hoping that that'll give it a bit more stability and help it stand a little more upright. So bit by bit I'm hoping that we're getting there, but there's definitely nothing wrong with the fuel flow. I had a good bit of, I let the fuel run from the well, the side of the carburettor where the cover is for the float chamber. I had that cover off and I had the petrol tap open and I ran a load of fuel through and it came through at a good rate. I took the fuel filler cap off, that didn't change, and I even blew through the breather hole and got a nice easy hiss. So there's no problem with fuel reaching the carburettor, I know that much. We seem to have very good sparks. Like I say, try the number 3 cutaway slide and see if that makes any difference. Bit by bit we're getting there, but like I say, I'm not going to bother publishing the video of the last ride on this because it's just more of the same, unfortunately. Hopefully I'll get there, and when I do I'll share whatever it was that was causing it, I promise.